The NBA on 2K Sports. With Hall of Famer Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. On the sidelines, we have David Aldridge reporting. And we've got a timeout called from Ime Udoka. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. And for those who are tuning in for offensive fireworks, Doris might be a little disappointed in this one.
Right, Kev, but if you love gritty defensive play, this is the place to be. Listen, we may not get spectacular buckets, but I guarantee you every point is going to be well earned.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Here's Hartenstein. Great defense that time from Şengün. Smith for three. The Thunder pull it in. Holmgren in the post. And he drops it in from the low post.
And great job from Holmgren. I like when he shows confidence attacking inside.
GA, if you look back at the Rockets' history, so many all-time greats have spent time there.
Yeah, it's an impressive list, right? Olajuwon, Moses Malone, Calvin Murphy, and Harden. Houston's well represented in the Hall of Fame.
The shot by Williams, no good. Van Vliet, left side. Smith with it. Dort covering. And that one. Good.
Boy, at his size, Fred VanVleet has to be so crafty on the interior. Defense has nothing for him there.
And Alperen Şengün gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Well, let's remember that at 6'6", Shai Gilgeous-Alexander can more than handle himself near the cup.
Thompson in the corner. Van Vliet outside. 6 on the shot clock. Houston needs to get a shot off. And Şengün throws it down.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Inside. And the dunk by Holmgren.
and attacking the rim. Holmgren making excellent use of that height inside.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks very much. I was able to talk with Mark Dagnall for a minute. I asked him how they plan on bottling up Jalen Green. Now, he said, we have to try and stay in front of him and protect the rim. Jalen is an explosive athlete and an incredibly crafty finisher around the basket, so keeping him out of the paint won't be easy. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, David.
And once the G League took it to another level, Green skipped college, became the #2 overall pick of the draft, and that's really changed the landscape.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander, and it's good for 2.
Well, that's SGA in a nutshell right there. Quickness, length, guile, finishing on the interior.
And we've got a timeout called from Ime Udoka. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. Both teams will make substitutions. And here's Green. He'll bring it up for Houston. They trail by 1. Screen by Smith. Pass to Şengün. Out to Brooks. To the middle. Smith. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And this is why you let Smith work inside. He's adept at knowing how to finish in traffic.
Up top, Gilgeous-Alexander. Şengün with the rebound.
Oh, no excuse for a guy of his caliber. You've got to finish that slam. Got to be a little embarrassed by that one. And although 6'10", Smith possesses incredible agility, he is going to be a terror on the attack. And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
And Chet Holmgren's been a great player from day one, Doris. What do you like most about his game?
I don't know which aspect to pick. This guy is a great rim protector. He can shoot the basketball from three-point territory and with great range from 3. But maybe my favorite aspect is the competitive toughness he brings on a nightly basis.
Here's Şengün, the Thunder making the shot. And Holmgren pulls it down. Outside Williams. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Holmgren can't hit. The Rockets trail. Pass to Şengün. Good. Great play by Green to set it up.
Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it.
Stolen by Thompson. Nice shot by Smith. Smith's got 6 points. Guys back and forth this first half.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
What you love about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is this young man's work ethic. He is a gym rat who's always looking for ways to improve.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. Gilgeous-Alexander hits them both.
You want to contest this guy's shot, but you absolutely don't want to send him to the line. He will make you pay.
Pass to Şengün. And Şengün throws it down.
There is an imagination, a creativity. This guy's passing drives the offense.
Oklahoma City shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game. That's good from Gilgeous-Alexander. Gilgeous-Alexander hits them both. The deep three from Thompson. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, guys, has been on display for the Oklahoma City Thunder. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. What stands out to you from Oklahoma City in this one?
Attacking, drawing fouls. They won that first quarter at the line.
They have done a tremendous job of drawing contact and putting officials in a place where they simply have to make the call.
Greg, you've been a part of some great contending teams over the years, but what's it like being on a team at the bottom of the standings with not a lot of hope for the regular season?
Well, Kevin, no one likes losing, but it can certainly take a toll. But it can also allow you to play more freely when you know you're bad and you're not having to deal with the pressure of expectations.
Doris, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has a chance to go down as one of the greatest Canadian basketball players ever.
Kevin, that is a bold statement when you consider that the great Steve Nash, two-time MVP and one of the best passers in the history of the game, is of Canadian descent. But this guy, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, is putting together quite the resume. Let's just hope he can sustain that stardom.
Here's Green after the made shot from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Here's Şengün. And he overshot that one, missing. Oklahoma City leading by 3. And there's the foul. It's on Jalen Green. That's his third foul of the game. Houston with a big group substitution here. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And Gilgeous-Alexander throws it down.
Woo-hoo-hoo! The burst of speed from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Put it on the deck, get to the cup.
Adams. And Adams with the slam.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Rockets are making progress. Coach Ime Udoka said it doesn't happen overnight. Changing habits and things like that takes time. Guys learn and grow at a different pace. My thing is getting us all on the same page. We're not that far off. Kevin, they sure look like they're building in the right direction.
David, they are, and some good vets have helped as well. And we thank you for that report. Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Holiday looking for an opening. And there's the call on Lou Dort. That is his first foul of the game. Thunder on D. 5-point lead, the biggest of the game. To the paint. The shot's good from Smith. Smith's got 8 points.
And Smith is just so impressive, especially when he's working in that screen and roll.
And the basket by Gilgeous-Alexander.
And he's had an excellent performance overall from the field.
To the inside. Adams. Off target at the rim.
Boy, 9 times out of 10, that's going in. I'm sure he surprised himself with the miss.
Pass to Whitmore. His 3-pointers off the mark. The Thunder leading by 5. Dort wide open. No good on the triple.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Doris, do you think the Oklahoma City Thunder has the best young core in the NBA?
Well, they are absolutely loaded with talent, Kevin. Not only that, they fit together. Now they've got a perennial MVP because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has inserted himself into the best player in the game conversation and a rising star in Chet Holmgren. Look out.
And Mark Daigneault calls timeout. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. The Thunder with the lead. Gilgeous-Alexander with it. And Adams sends it back. And here comes Smith leading the fast break. Shot by Eason, no good. And Cam Whitmore picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Down low. And the dunk by Hartenstein.
Going to the rack with energy. And the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, got to chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
Yeah, and give him credit for taking advantage. In a close game, those are the types of plays that can swing things in your direction.
And every team wants long guys who can also make threes. Smith checks both boxes.
Wallace outside. Screen by Hartenstein. Back to Wallace. 6 to shoot. And the foul called on Cason Wallace. That is his first foul of the game.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
And here's Holiday, who will bring it up for the Houston Rockets. They trail by 1. Driving the lane. Here's Eason. No luck that time in the shot that would have put them on top. Here's Dort. Sinks the three-pointer. Dort's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Well, for Lou Dort, it's all about building confidence from three-point territory. This is a growing part of his skill set.
Now here is Holiday. He has yet to score. Houston moving it around. 4 on the clock. And it's Smith missing.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
Right. He stays connected, and great timing on the contest.
Over to the left wing. Back to Whitmore. Pass to Holiday. Back to Whitmore. Here he goes. And Whitmore throws it down.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, guys, has been on display for the Oklahoma City Thunder. It's been an excellent game for him offensively. He's got 21 points and counting. And we'll be back with you shortly. Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of the game that's been so far. And it's Oklahoma City's ball. A 2-point game. It's Williams with the drive. And he uses the glass on the layup. Williams has got the first basket of the third quarter for the Thunder. Here we are sizing up GA Jalen Williams, and his shooting has got to be his biggest strength.
Absolutely. He's great at spacing the floor for his teammates with his catch and shoot abilities, but he's equally gifted shooting off the dribble.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, thank you. Jalen Williams is a do-it-all dynamo for the Thunder. Coach Mark Daigneault said, "We've cross-matched him onto centers. He'll shift onto a point guard. It's hard to explain how impactful that is for you. You have a great offensive player that you're also moving all over the lineup." Kevin?
DA, the versatility. That is pretty special. And we've got a timeout called from Ime Udoka. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. And here are the Rockets now. They trail by 6. Good. Great play by Williams to set it up. And now that's 11 points for Chet Holmgren.
Adding to their advantage, trying to find a way to blow this one open.
One of the things they're doing is identifying favorable matchups and then going at them.
Williams with a clean look. Hands it from downtown. And it's an 11-point Thunder lead.
What I like here, even with the big lead, they continue to execute their offense.
And that, to me, is a sign of excellent coaching. There's an attention to detail. There is valuing of every possession.
Well, once Green gets inside, he has the body control to adjust to the defender there and finish.
Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action. Gilgeous-Alexander with it. Now defended by Şengün. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It goes on Dylan Brooks.
Well, there's a level of aggressiveness that you must contend with Gilgeous-Alexander on the offensive end. You love to see him force the issue.
One guy who now seems to be a perennial MVP candidate, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Doris. He is rocketing up the charts.
He is, Kevin. There's no doubt about it. He can consistently put 30 on you like it's absolutely nothing. He gives you everything else as well, including incredible leadership and great teammate skills.
For Houston, they had made their only other free throw attempt today on an earlier trip to the line.
And their numbers from the line last season, they're good, just not great, about 77% as a team.
Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. Takes the three. Good for his 9th make in just 12 shots. That's an even 75% shooting.
Well, that's an opportunistic three-point shot from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He liked the look of it.
Count that one.
Unwilling to let up, even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way. Well, not exactly one of those big, burly power forwards, right? He depends on his leaping ability more than those guys, and it serves him just fine.
And this is SGA's role. He's out here to score and score often.
Pass to Brooks. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Oklahoma City leading by 13. To the middle. Outside, Dort. Here's the three. The Rockets pull it in.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Well, the ascension of Jalen Williams, Doris, has been swift and very fun to watch.
Oh, absolutely, Kevin. He became very quickly in his second season a number 2 option and, frankly, borderline 1A option. And it's not just his offensive game, Kevin. This guy has become a stout defender. He's got the perfect NBA frame, and he fits in personality-wise.
And Gilgeous-Alexander throws it down.
Now, Gilgeous-Alexander has length, has anticipation, makes a defensive play, and turns it into offense.
Thompson. And that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
Well, it's easy to say. This guy wanted it more, creating the second chance opportunity and cashing in.
There's 42 seconds left in the third quarter. Screen by Şengün. Brooks with no one around. That 3 off the mark. Oklahoma City leading by 16. Here's Williams. Up and in on the layup. Williams has got 7 points here in this quarter.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
And we've seen some great scorers come into the league, but Green looks a little both the physical gifts and that fearless approach.
Brian Anderson here. With me, Grant Hill and Richard Jefferson. Joining us courtside is Allie LaForce. So Golden State will get the first possession. Back to Green. Up top, Curry. First shot won't go. Remember when people were questioning whether the Warriors were truly a dynasty, RJ?
I do, and that was erased for good with that championship run in 2022. I still think that is Steph's most important championship. That title cemented them as one of the all-time great teams of the last 50 years.
And Steve Kerr calls timeout. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. Jackson Davis a screen. And they're going to count that bucket, and they'll send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
Looking unstoppable. Even the foul can't hold back Curry's shot.
And he'll be shooting his first free throw. You know, for all the accolades thrown Stephen Curry's way, Richard, I've heard you say he might be the best conditioned player ever.
Absolutely. When you think about all the ground he covers every single game, his stamina is still something that I will always be impressed with.
Off target with the three. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Steve Kerr gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. He said when Zion is healthy and right, you can't really stop him, but you can try to contain him. Stop his dribble drive, force him to hit shots over the top of you. Sounds like they're going to try to make him a jump shooter tonight.
And Allie, thank you for that. Counted from distance. Curry's got 6 points.
When Curry gets a look that's good, he is automatic. There is almost no stopping him. Obviously, this guy has a talent for scoring, able to problem solve for whatever the defense tosses at him.
Curry, no good. Fires for three. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
You don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
Pass to Butler. Blocked. Oh, and a fast break for the Pelicans. And McCollum slams it in.
Oh, I love how McCollum moves in transition, just has a strong sense of where to position himself.
Here's Curry. It's deflected. Oh, and a fast break for the Pelicans. Oh, Green with a block. Down low. The shot by Butler, no good.
Fantastic defense, giving full effort.
Here's Williamson. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. Zion Williamson seems intent on silencing all the doubters moving forward, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., he's not taking any more questions about conditioning. His physicality and play really answered that question now. He has been looking better than ever.
Pass to Green. Back to Curry. Will it go? Rebounded by New Orleans. Here's Messi. The shot no good. Green with the defensive effort. Warriors trail by 3. Here's Butler. Williams grabs the board. Oh, and a fast break for the Pelicans. For 3, McCollum. Offensive board. Williamson looking around to the paint. Butler with a steal. He's got a clear path. Finished off the break.
An absolute superb facilitator because Curry is such a lights-out shooter, it opens up passing lanes for him.
And it's in there. He's got 5.
Starting to find his rhythm. He's cooking, and he knows it.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
There's the drive.
Unselfish play there by Zion, moving the ball to another shooter.
And so Curry will bring it up for Golden State. Trailing by 5. Pass to Pajimski. 2 shots, 2 makes. Off to a good start. And it's Willie Green calling the timeout here. I think right now he must be looking at some adjustments. New Orleans making some changes. The Pelicans lead by 3. They set the pick. Alvarado outside. Five on the clock. To the middle. The jump hook. Can't capitalize inside. Golden State with the ball. Butler on the wing. No made baskets yet. Jackson Davis. Here's Looney. And Looney with the slam.
Oh, nothing soft about that.
Was not going to be denied. Just took the dunk that was right in front of him.
And that's his MLB physical. Get in position for the putback and throw it down. The defense got to know that's what he's looking to do.
Rise up and flush it, big man. If he wanted to, he could have ripped the rim off the backboard on that one.
Up top, Pajimski. Who poked away. And they recover it. Here's Hield. No good. Would have counted had it gone. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. And some good action in the books as we get back to a game that's been pretty close so far here. And guys, what's your take on the Pelicans so far?
Well, it's simple. When you can dominate the boards at both ends, you can control the second chance touches.
And rebounding numbers, sometimes we overlook them, but they can have a big effect on the outcome.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Well, Coach Steve Kerr said of Jonathan Kuminga, we were trying really for a long time to get him to attack, get the ball in the paint and dunk it because he's unstoppable there. You just don't know when something's going to click, but it has clicked, and it's beautiful to see.
He has certainly found his lane, Allie. Thank you. Here's Brown. The Warriors getting their last shot to go. Alvarado outside. It's stolen by Looney. Out to Hield. Pass to Looney. Inside. Rebound by Olynyk. New Orleans leading by 3. Well, Richard. Oh, my goodness.
Did you see that?
Bring it out the hammer.
Now that's how you finish.
And giving them what they want, the incredible dunking ability of Zion on full display.
The 3 from Curry. Golden State with the rebound. Second chance shot. And that one goes in as he's fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts the free throw. Well, Grant, with players getting bigger and more athletic, do you support moving the restricted area out?
Yeah, B.A., I would. We've seen a lot of injuries when defenders slide underneath elevated players on the drive. So cutting down that risk makes a lot of sense.
McCollum outside. Buries it from 3. McCollum's got 5 points.
With confidence and ability from long range, I love it. McCollum's able to space the floor and keep the defense honest.
Now here's Williamson.
Timeout.
And we've got a timeout called by Willie Green. He wants to make sure everybody's on the same page. So it's both teams making substitutions here. Pass to McCollum. Back to Olynyk. Murray from outside. The Warriors pull it in. Back to Curry. Over to the wing. Here's Jackson Davis. Banked it in off the glass.
Rock the baby, working the size advantage inside.
Grant, when you look at this Pelicans team, their length is so impressive.
Yeah, they've made a point to draft players with big wingspans, and that really helps them on the defensive end. They're all very switchable.
Out to Hield. Outside Kuminga. To the inside. Puts it up. And again, it's Golden State.
Nice move. Hield showing he's not just a three-point shooter.
McCollum outside. Pass to Olynyk. No good on the shot. Good work defensively by Jackson Davis. Hield for 3. And so the ball out of bounds. Hield touched it last. New Orleans in the lead. There's 1:54 left in the half. To the left wing. 3 shots, 3 baskets. Great efficiency so far. And Steve Kerr calls timeout here. He wants to give him a breather and talk things over. .143 left in the first half of this game. Here's Curry. That one is off. The Pelicans lead by 3. Here's Messi. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. Kevon Looney picks one up. And Grant, despite the Warriors' success over the last decade, it hasn't always been this way for this franchise.
Yeah, they didn't have many winning seasons before they got Steph, Clay, and Dre. And you know, BA, from 1978 to 2012, they made the playoffs just 6 times.
And Grant, you look at the players the Pelicans have gone after recently, they have a clear plan.
Well, they do, BA. They want to surround Zion with shooters, which, of course, makes sense. It's sort of the same kind of blueprint the Bucks laid out with Giannis. If you can shoot, the Pelicans have a spot for you.
For 3, McCollum drains the triple. McCollum's got 8.
Can't sleep on McCollum, not even for a second, because that's when he strikes. They're punishing those late defensive rotations, getting good looks inside throughout the half.
Now here's McCollum. Give him 8. And the foul is called. He missed it, so he's got a couple of free throws coming his way.
No debate there. He got hammered.
It's his first trip to the line. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. Richard, it comes as no surprise that Golden State is routinely at the top of the league for made threes.
That's how this team has been constructed. They are custom built to rain threes on you, and we've seen it be very, very effective. He's gotten so good at finding the open man. Murray does it again.
We've got 33 seconds left in the second. There's a screen. Inside. Here's Misi. McCollum outside. Right side Olynyk. Just 4 to shoot. New Orleans needs to hurry. Late clock. Misses the corner 3. And that's a foul called on Stephen Curry. That's his first foul.
And great job to establish position and square up.
Outside Jones. He gets it up. No good. Misses at the buzzer. So we conclude the first half. It's New Orleans up 6. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow on 2K Sports. And if you're just joining us, we played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Pass to Williamson. There's the 3. Curry with a steal. Curry takes it in. Another shot. Here's Pajemski. No good with the triple. Here's Misi. That's good, and it's McCollum with the assist. Misi's got 8.
A great move. I mean, the defense has no response.
Yeah, taking it right to the rim. One imagines that might be discussed at halftime. That's going to be on the film.
The offensive rebound. Outside Pajemski. And here's Butler outside. Fires in the triple. He's got 5.
Nice shot from Butler, making himself a threat from downtown.
And how about Brandon Pajemski, Richard? When he's given the minutes, he can stuff the stat sheet.
Yeah, even when it comes to his rebounding, B.A., that's the result of great heart, great hustle, and great timing. His teammates feed off his energy.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Brian, the Warriors play a unique style predicated on passing and cutting off the ball. Stephen Curry said the main goal is to just force the defense to make as many decisions as you can. So with all that ball movement and body movement, they're going to mess up at some point. Brian?
Well, it helps having a weapon like Stephen Curry. Thanks, Allie. Now well into his 30s, is it fair to start wondering how many seasons Jimmy Butler has left, Grant?
Well, it's a fair question, B.A., but at the same time, Jimmy's hunger is just so different than everybody else's, which I could see helping prolong his career.
And so it's Golden State with it after the basket by New Orleans. And here's Moody. Here's Green. Pulls up at the elbow. Misi grabs the board.
If he gets that look again, he should take it. You can't let one miss scare you off of a very good shot.
Warriors trail by 4. Pass to Butler. Oh, tough work inside from Butler.
Putting his body to work in the paint. Butler using his athletic skills to get it done.
And we've got a timeout called by Willie Green. He's going to talk it over with his guys. Here's Brown. Still no points. Down low. Here's Alvarado. Got a piece of it. And he ends that fast break chance. An intentional foul. That's a textbook example of the transition take foul rule. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here. It's a close one here in San Francisco. Hield on the wing. Back to Butler. For the lead. Butler, so crafty around the rim.
I wouldn't say Butler seeks contact, but he sure doesn't turn it down.
Pass to Olynyk. Here's Alvarado. Connects from downtown. Alvarado's got his first 3 points of the game.
And what kind of defense was that? You can't give up wide open threes like that. What are you doing?
You got to really hit Butler if you want to stop him. I mean, he's tough as nails and enjoys fighting through contact.
He made the only free throw attempt he had earlier in the game. And the jam by Brown.
Back to the basics, unleashing the one-hand flush.
Boy, he makes the basics look pretty outstanding, though, huh?
That's true.
Jones misses.
Now, look, this won't go down as a block, but the D made him change his shot, and that was enough.
Butler's shot is good.
When it's this close, every bucket matters. You need good looks.
Here's Alvarado, following the score by Golden State. Oh, it's stolen by Butler. Butler takes it in. Here's Jackson Davis. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
And when the game is this close, you have to go all out.
He certainly understands his role, huh? When the shot goes up, just crashes the offensive glass.
He's just giving them everything he has. It's why his teammates appreciate and enjoy playing with him.
Now here's Jones. No points so far. Butler taking his time here. Jimmy buckets locked in.
The name of the game isn't scoring, it's scoring efficiency.
Knocks it loose. And that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession. So both teams making some changes here. .44 seconds left in the third quarter.
Yeah, and you never want to let shots at the rim go uncontested.
New Orleans shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts of the game. And Steve Kerr calls timeout. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. And the Pelicans will go for a different look here. And no luck at the stripe this time. Second one won't fall.
It's not often you see him fail to deliver at the line like this.
This is why you must stay in front of Butler. When he's leaking out like this, he's focused on scoring.
The Warriors lead by 4. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Count it. Good. Butler's got 20 points.
They've looked a little more settled since the break. They had trouble getting into a flow there in the first half, but their shooting's been much better here in the second.
Now here's McCollum. 9 points in the game. To the left side wing. Let's go with a 3. Nails it from beyond the arc. Outside Butler. And he converts the layup. He's got 22.
Always a good possession when you can get that kind of look.
Got it off in time. Jimmy Butler getting it done for Golden State. He was dominant this quarter, scoring in bunches. We'll be back at... And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. The Warriors leading. Outside Kuminga. And stolen by Williamson. Here's Williamson. Oh, Williamson throws it down.
And few sights are more impressive than Zion taking flight and absolutely annihilating the rim.
Curry. And he banks in the layup.
Can't ask for a better look with the game in the balance.
Williamson for 3. And a great assist by Brown as that one goes in. Williamson's got 5 points now in the quarter. Outside Kuminga. Curry with it. Over Jones. Pass to post. Rebound by Olynyk. And it's New Orleans ball. To the middle. Zion bullies his way in for the finish.
And Zion living up to his full potential tonight. He can be a terrifying matchup when he's playing with energy.
Outside Kuminga. To the paint. Here's Peyton. And he throws it down with one hand.
And plays like that one can make the difference in a close game.
And it definitely got the bench on their feet, too.
And you can feel the jolt of energy that he sent through his team. That is a huge boost in a tight game like this.
And we've got a timeout called by Willie Green. He's looking to make some very important adjustments here. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Hey guys, well, Willie Green had some advice for the team over that last break. He tried to loosen the tension a little, asking his guys, are we having fun? I know I am. Just relax out there and follow the game plan. We've got this.
Allie, thank you. 5 to shoot. Murray, no good. Outside for Green. It's stolen. Cuts off the pass. Ahead. Here's Moody. And the fast break ends at the rim with a jam.
Just enormous, guys. With time winding down, goes for the steal, and then off to the races.
McCollum looks around. Down low. Good work defensively by Jackson Davis. They're just trying to hold on to this lead, Grant.
And right now, you just can't afford to be careless.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Warriors.
Oh, they've been punishing the inside defense consistently in this one. Look, it's been a very productive area of the floor for them.
Outside for Green. Back to Curry. Up and over McCollum. And the bucket is good. And it's a 5-point Warrior lead.
Not just a jump shooter. Curry is so creative at figuring out little ways to score inside.
McCollum outside. Oh, swiped away. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
Woo! His energy is unmatched.
And all of a sudden, that man was just on the other end. Wow.
And it's Willie Green calling the timeout here, rallying his guys to make sure they all know the plan. Pelicans trail by 7. There's McCollum with the 3. And he missed there. 4 for 8 shooting now so far. And here are the Warriors now. 9 points in a row. A good run.
players you really like to play as in this mode?
I would say Team the Knicks. That's my favorite team to use. And I guess I would say Jalen Brunson.
All right, so you mentioned you're a Knicks fan. 10 seconds left in the game. Ball's in the Knicks' hands. Tie game. Who you going to in this situation?
Clutch player of the year, Jalen Brunson. Got to.
He got it up in time. Oh, it's good. Are you kidding me?
Congratulations, Jay, and thank you so much for jumping on for 2K25 NBA 2K TV Awards show.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. Thanks for the opportunity. For sure.
And welcome, everyone, here on 2K Sports. Can't wait to get some NBA action going. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. The Hawks with their last game here in Atlanta before heading out on the road. They're getting their first look of the season at the Bucks in this one. Guys, they came out on top of the season series matchup a season ago, taking 2 of the 3 away from them. Now, here is Young. Johnson outside.
Hit me, I'm open.
Back to Young. Kuzma pulls it in. And we know Kuzma's always been a terrific scorer. But, Greg, he's developed as a passer over time.
And, Kevin, early in his career, Kuzma wasn't called on to be a leader. But he's grown into that role, and he puts effort into orchestrating for his teammates.
And timeout is called by Quinn Snyder. He wants to talk to his guys. And so Young will bring it up for the Hawks. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to speak with Quinn Snyder just before the game. Now, talking about Damian Lillard, Coach admitted they're zoned in with slowing him down. Coach said we know how dangerous he can be. Now, we're prepared to mix it up and throw different defenders at him if possible. We don't want him to find his comfort zone. A difficult strategy to pull off, guys.
Thank you, David. So, Greg, it doesn't get much better than this, does it? Major playoff implications in this one tonight.
Both teams have a lot on the line in this contest. Seeding in the postseason can make or break a team's chances.
Knocked away. Johnson down low. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
And it's the Hawks ball. And then Johnson with the dunk.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. And if there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time.
Now, here's Antetokounmpo. Look at those numbers of his. You just can't say enough about the work he's doing at the offensive end. He's averaging about 30.5 points a game. Well, Greg, it took 40 years, but the Bucks finally won their second NBA title back in 2021.
Yeah, and Kareem leading that 71 squad. Giannis was the man in 2021, averaging 35 and 13 during the finals, closing out the Suns with that 50-piece in Game 6.
Here's Kuzma, and Kuzma slams it in.
Boy, he makes it look so easy, doesn't he? Rising off the ground like that. Kuzma takes a lot of pride, not only in finishing with finesse, but power, too.
Here is Daniels. 11-point game his last outing. For 3, Nance. Milwaukee in the lead. And here we go. Fast break. Kuzma's got it. Count it. Good. Giannis has got his second basket of the night.
You know, Giannis has a really good basketball IQ, so he recognizes that taking and making mid-range jumpers is going to help keep the defense honest when they're guarding him.
And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
It all started with the pass. That's what coaches love to see, ball movement.
Nance outside. They get it back. Young outside. Shot clock at 5. The shot's good from Nance.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Clark, the last piece of the puzzle for Giannis Antetokounmpo, winning that 2021 NBA title.
And you know, Kevin, think about this. When Giannis got that ring, he also had 2 MVPs, a Defensive Player of the Year award. Man, that's accomplishing a lot at just 26.
We're talking about Trae Young here, GA. What stands out most about him to you?
Well, Kevin, I'd say just how confident he is, right? He plays with that unique energy and swagger. You love him if he's on your team and can't stand him if he's playing against you.
Greg, since making it to the Eastern Conference Finals in 2021, the Atlanta Hawks haven't been that good.
And it was hard to tell if that was a Cinderella run at the time, but Kevin, looking like that might have been the outlier. The Hawks took some risks to get back there, but it just hasn't worked.
Basket counts.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
And Doc Rivers has called a timeout. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. .107 left to play in the first quarter. It's Trent on the wing. Right side, Portis. That one's in, his first shot this game.
Hard not to love the energy Portis plays with. He's not letting inside contact stop him or derail him at all.
Now here's LeVert. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. Back to Johnson. 6 to shoot. Green with the rebound.
Man, I can't believe he blew that gimme, guys. Well, I know he's frustrated about that.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. To the middle. And down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
And guys, I like the fact that he chose the one-hand tomahawk slam because you get a little higher when you go off one hand and 1 foot.
And that does it for the first quarter. Bucks lead by 4. And we've got more action coming your way after this break. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. When you consider how the Bucks are doing, what do you guys think?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you look at the energy, the effort defensively, they put it all out there in that opening quarter.
To the paint. Here's Antetokounmpo.
Really good in the playmaking role. Porter Jr. with the right read in the two-man game there.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Hey, Kevin, the Bucks are still trying to perfect their chemistry. Bobby Portis says things take time. You've got to keep continuing to build it. There's another level Dame and Giannis can get to. Just making it clockwork. Them continuing to get better at it opens the floor for everyone else on the court. Kevin?
Well, David, with those two guys, Dame and Giannis, it opens the floor up a lot. Hey, thanks for the report. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Aston Yang nails the 16-footer.
If you're waiting for him to miss when he's that open, you're going to be in for a long wait.
And Doc Rivers has called a timeout. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. Bucks leading by 4. Lillard with the bucket.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Here's Okongwu. That's good. And it's LeVert with the assist. Milwaukee with the ball. Clark, we know the Bucks are a veteran team that has now leveraged their assets to try to win now.
And the question is, Kevin, do they have enough? There's a point at which veteran becomes a nicer way or a euphemism for old, especially in today's NBA. That can be a problem for you.
That one drops for him.
Timeout.
Giannis has got the lead up to 6 now for the Bucks.
His shooting has been outstanding here. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
And timeout is called by Quinn Snyder. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. And the Hawks making a change here. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Pass to Okongwu. It's LeVert on the wing. On the wing, man. Young inside. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Sometimes, for whatever reason, a lot of times you don't know why. It takes a little while to work the knots out, but it looks like they're putting it together right now.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Boy, I'm absolutely shocked he didn't get that one to go. Usually he's money from deep.
Prince with it. And Young picks him up defensively. And the double up out of Antetokounmpo. And Trae Young gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Lillard left side. Look, obviously, this is a results league for head coaches. And we're always going to see lots of changes at that position.
I think you're exactly right. I don't necessarily agree with it all the time. I would like to see owners and general managers and decision makers be a little more patient, give coaches a little more runway. But we know it's a results-oriented league, and oftentimes the reality is that it's easier to change one coach than it is perhaps to change a handful of players on a roster that's not performing.
Bucks leading by 9. A wide open look here for Kuzma. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in.
You know, for a big guy, Kuzma's got some really nice handles and a knack for knocking down shots off the dribble.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom. You know, you don't always get that opportunity, so those are the ones you hate to miss.
Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. He's looking for Okongwu and finds him.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Giannis showing creativity.
How about the flash by Antetokounmpo? I mean, just an insanely talented athlete who loves to punish that rim.
And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Well, turning defense to offense, we talk about it all the time. Try to hit your opponent at the other end before they can set up the defense.
Aston Niang sinks the three-pointer. Niang's got 5 points now this quarter. Milwaukee leading by 10. Here's Giannis. Using his size, Giannis.
He is certainly one of the few true franchise cornerstones in the league. Few guys can take over a game like the Greek Freak.
Here's Niang. Young from deep three-point range. Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for the Milwaukee Bucks. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. Right back after this break. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. And so Giannis will bring it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. And with this era of the Atlanta Hawks, Greg, they've gone as far as their defense has let them.
You look back at their conference finals run in 21, that was the last time they had a top 10 defense. So scoring's never been the issue with this core, but defense has been non-existent.
Here's Buffkin. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, Brook Lopez started off, of course, as a post scorer, but he's completely reshaped his game over time, becoming a three-point threat and a defensive stopper. He said, I tried to focus more on being a pillar at the defensive end, someone my teammates can rely on. I'm always talking in the paint, letting them know I'm there to back them up. Kevin?
He's got great communication skills, David. Thanks for the report. And stolen by Prince. And even 3-on-3 break. Fires from 14. Goes back up. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Boy, it is so difficult not to foul Lillard. I mean, you never know exactly how to shade him defensively because he's so versatile.
Good on both. And Special K, as good as Damian Lillard can be throughout a game, he definitely takes it up a notch in crunch time.
Couldn't agree with you more, Kevin. He's one of those guys that certainly seems to rise to the occasion and relish in the clutch moments. And his range is in the gym-like. I mean, 30 feet away, 35 feet away, he shoots it the same as if it's a mid-range jumper. Clearly out of sync to begin this half, 0 for their first 3 attempts.
Oh, he's putting on a show for these fans.
I can't believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game.
Well, when you know it, you got to show it.
Okongwu. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him.
Offensively, the struggles continue. 0 for 5 to start the half.
The three-pointer is right on target. Porter's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Johnson from outside.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
And there's the call on Kevin Porter. That is his first foul of the game. Young with the ball.
Oh, man!
And just taking his frustration out on the rim. He ends a huge run by Milwaukee.
Portis can't get it to go. Here's Johnson. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
Boy, he's really been dominant in this one. Unfortunately, he hasn't had much help.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
He's knocked down 3/4 of his foul shots this season, so he's right around 75%.
And I think it's clear he's gotten better in that department since last season. I mean, he looks a lot more comfortable at the line now, and he's getting better results.
Here's Sims. He takes it in. Rebound, Atlanta. Right there, the defender clearly trying to inhibit a fast break. I think that's a transition take foul. Clark, there are some that would say that Giannis Antetokounmpo is the best player in Milwaukee Bucks history. Others might say Lou Alcindor. What do you say?
Hey, pump the brakes on that Giannis. I love the Greek Freak. And I tell you, Kareem is my guy. I would tip my hat there, but I certainly understand why others would say Giannis. I'm going to hang my hat with Kareem.
Atlanta again, missing.
You know, he's just not taking good shots, not taking smart shots, forcing up a lot of low percentage jump there.
And the Hawks with possession. Shoots. And the shot falls short this time.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Atlanta calls timeout. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Here's LeVert. Off on the layup.
And they've won the rebound battle so far, and it's translated to the scoreboard.
Boy, the effort level they've had has been outstanding. Hard to keep a team down when they play with that much energy.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist. A total defensive collapse. I mean, no reason to allow him that kind of space from behind the arc.
From deep, Green. Good, and a nice assist from Porter. Green's got 5 now.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
And Milwaukee has possession. Back to Trent. The kick out to Porter. They set the pick. Inside. Here's Sims. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. Sims has got 6 in the quarter.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Man. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. And here's Green. He'll bring it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. Bucks passing it around. Outside Portis. And the call will be against George Niang. That is his first foul of the game. Seconds left to play here in the third.
Hey, I feel bad for those rims because Portis has no mercy on them, throwing it down with force.
To the right side. Here's Krejci. The Hawks again can't hit. And so it's the Milwaukee Bucks out there all by themselves with a 32-point lead to end the quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. And here's LeVert. We've seen the NBA feature several overseas games, Greg, the last couple years. Always growing the sport, aren't they?
And I know the fans love it. And nothing quite like seeing an NBA game in person and expanding that opportunity. Always a plus.
And finished off by Porter.
With his vert, Porter Jr. has no issues getting to the rim.
Here's Krejci. Rebound, Milwaukee. And here's Trent outside. Hits it from three-point range.
The man has no heart, and that's poor defense for a team that has a long way to catch up.
They look pretty demoralized to me, and that always shows through at the
Thanks for joining us. I'm Blake Suniga here with Brian Banafitemi and Tim Swartz. Now a chance to check out our starting lineups.
The talent in this league just keeps getting better, and this year's rookie class, whew, it is special.
It is so exciting to see this rookie class. Obviously, Caitlin Clark is the headliner. She comes into this league with massive expectations.
Yeah, and the depth of this class is just unreal. So many potential stars in the first round. I cannot wait to see their careers unfold.
Pass to Young. Now Wilson, guarded by Howard. Just 4 to shoot. They get it back. Out to Lloyd for 3. And the 3 ball is good.
Well, Lloyd loves to punish teams from downtown. She'll take that shot whenever she can.
Outside Howard. And stolen by Asia Wilson. Lloyd. That's good, and it's Asia Wilson with the assist.
You just knew she was going to win that race.
Boy, gotta love that early offense. Super job on the break.
And for the #1 pick in the 2015 WNBA draft, it's safe to say that Jewel Lloyd has lived up to the hype.
Lloyd has been a steady, reliable scorer ever since she was selected with the top pick. Now in her 30s, she continues to be a key cog in this team's offense.
Now here's Gray. Jackie Young drives in. Chalk up 2 right there.
Tenacious drive by Young, not holding back once she decides to attack.
Inside, Wilson with the steal. About a minute and a half through the first quarter. Gray outside. Pass to Lloyd. The 3. The Fever pull it in. Will it go? Bonner, no good.
And she doesn't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions.
Here's Young. Back to Gray. Caitlin Clark with the board. On the wing, Kelsey Mitchell. Guarded by Young. A shot by Mitchell, no good. Here's Las Vegas. Pass to Stokes. Young. Wilson outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The tray. And Jackie Young, good for 3.
It's been a fantastic opening quarter for them.
Yeah, I mean, look at the lead they've jumped out to already. This is the start that coaches dream of.
Well, now we know the rim it doesn't have a lid on it.
Yeah, and you could just feel them getting more tense with each miss. Glad they got that first one out of the way.
Yeah, let's see if that gets them going.
And it's been a rough few years for Indiana. They haven't been to the playoffs since 2016.
Single-digit wins in 5 of the last 7 seasons. But the good news is the Fever have loads of young talent, starting with Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston. They have arguably the best young core in the W.
Both shots good from the stripe.
Well, you look at the run the Aces are on. Do you think we can call them a dynasty?
Over the last 4 years, they have 3 trips to the finals and 2 championships. Now, I think the coming seasons will determine if they are officially a dynasty, but they're definitely on that path. Oh, man, she is so good at making those lead passes.
Gray outside. With the floater. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. It's going to be on DeWanna Bonner.
Love how tenacious Wilson is, just daring defenders to foul her on the way up.
When you think about dominant players in the league, A'ja Wilson right now is the first person that comes to mind.
Well, her game really speaks for itself, doesn't it? And then you factor in all the awards, all the accomplishments, and like you said, she has to be at the top of your list.
And guys, for A'ja Wilson, she's always a factor night in and night out.
Well, when you're a multiple-time MVP, us and the fans expect that. There's no doubt she's cemented herself as one of the best players of this generation.
The Aces with the lead. To the paint. Here's Wilson. She clings that one off the back iron and it falls.
They've made one bucket after another since getting this game started. I wonder if this is the early stages of a blowout.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves just yet, Tim. I wouldn't go that far, but it has been pretty ugly so far.
Here's the Fever with the ball. Mitchell outside.
Boston.
Here's Young. Solid play on the low block, and that one's good.
In transition, Young has fantastic finishing ability. A nose for the bucket, looks to run.
Here's Hull. Wyatt so far offensively searching for first points of the game. Off target from outside. And confident play we're seeing out of them.
Yeah, the scoreboard tells the story.
Pass to Bell. And here's Evans. Off the mark there with the 3. 2-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Kicks it out to Mitchell. And the shot goes in.
Excellent work offensively to get that shot attempt into a can't-miss area.
Now here's Evans. The 3. Used every last tick on the clock and dropped it in for the buzzer beater.
Digging deep to hit that shot. That's showing some gut.
And as we conclude the first quarter, a one-sided game so far. Aces ahead, up by 15. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. Well, not exactly a neck-and-neck game, but as the second quarter starts, there is plenty of time for a comeback. And a comfortable margin for the Aces here, guys.
You know, it's really about limiting your mistakes, and they've done that here in the first.
And I like what I've seen from them on the other end, forcing a few giveaways to widen that turnover margin.
Here's Evans. And a miss there on the triple.
On the wing, Sophie Cunningham.
Turner. Evans covering. 2 points. That one goes in.
Backed by her solid footwork, Turner knows a thing or two about scoring inside.
Well, there's no question that the Las Vegas Aces have established themselves as the gold standard of the W.
Well, it's about more than those two titles. They opened up a 64,000 square foot practice facility back in 2023. The first WNBA team to have their own dedicated practice facility. That's showing a major investment in the team and the league.
Here's Bell. Doesn't go that time. Some solid defense from Damiris Dantas. To the middle. Here's Turner.
The basket good off the assist from Sophie Cunningham.
Well, Cunningham is such an impressive distributor, and passes like these are why her teammates love playing with her.
Timeout called the Aces.
Tough question here for you guys. Who is the best shooter in the league?
Well, I'm going to go with the easy answer. Sabrina Ionescu led the league in threes made last year and shot it at 45%. I mean, we're talking about volume. We're talking about efficiency. 45%. That was third best in the league.
I second that. Plus, at 2024 NBA All-Star Weekend, the Walnut Creek Wonder almost beat Steph in that three-point shootout.
Gray left side to the inside. And it's good for two.
What an alert play. Just a great job of hitting her teammate on the move.
Screen by Howard. Caitlin Clark outside. Gustafson with the rebound. Outside Lloyd. Gray outside. Lets the floater go. And the rebound goes to the Fever. Caitlin Clark outside. Gustafson with the rebound. Now the Aces with it. Right side, Lloyd.
And obviously the addition of Caitlin Clark to the Fever, that brought lots of extra attention.
I mean, Fever tickets are as hot as any in American sports, no matter what league. Clark bringing so much hype, and basketball fans everywhere are tuned in to see her every move, and by extension, the Fever as well.
Both good at the line. Now here's Clark. She's tightly guarded.
Another miss there by Caitlin Clark.
Gray outside. Down low. Here's Wilson. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
I'd say you're fooling yourself if you think Wilson's afraid of a little contact, because she'll go up against anybody.
Caitlin Clark with the three. And Bell pulls it down. Las Vegas dictating the flow. 18 points separating the teams, and that's the biggest lead of the game.
Yeah, she didn't punish them for the weak coverage that time, but they just can't count on her missing.
Absolutely, Brian. She's got to go right back to that shot.
An open look for Jackie Young. The shot's good on the assist by Jewel Lloyd.
I love that shot from Young. Make defenders worry about the entire floor, not just the paint and the threes. Make them guard you in the mid-range.
Coach has always told me that if you battle for offensive rebounds, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on the follow, just like she got there.
Here's Gray. Evens things up with that basket. Her second of four, shooting 50%.
With the strong ability to put the ball on the floor and create offense, Gray causes problems for opponents.
She's got such a quick trigger from that range when she senses the defenders have backed off her.
Pass to Wilson.
It's hauled in by Boston.
Great defense right there to prevent one of the best finishers in the league from converting in close.
That one's good. Clark.
That's the unselfishness coaches love to see. If defenses lock in on Bonner, she's more than happy to distribute.
Now here's Gray. Now Wilson. Natasha Howard with the rebound. Joanna Bonner for three. That's in, and she found her range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
You can't give Bonner any time and a clean look. She will make you pay.
Gray outside. Pass to Wilson. Over Boston. The basket is good. That's her 6th attempt and her 3rd make.
A smart player with good intangibles. Wilson's a consistent scoring threat whenever she's out on the court.
Howard, that's good.
Textbook. Nice pass, nice catch, nice shot.
Wilson with it. With 1 on the clock. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And so that's the end of the first half. Aces ahead. They lead by 13. And time now for the halftime break with the 3rd quarter soon to follow on 2K Sports. Welcome back to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the final 2 quarters. And, you know, Jackie Young, she's been exceptional here, guys.
She played a very smart game offensively, looking for and finding gaps in the defense and always looking for the best shot possible.
Yeah, the way she played that first half, well, that's exactly what we're talking about when we talk about being efficient on offense.
And that one drops.
Well, as for them being behind in this game, you certainly can't put any of it on her shoulders. She's been tremendous offensively.
Pass to Wilson. That one doesn't drop. Good D by Natasha Howard.
A top pick in the 2023 draft, Aaliyah Austin more than delivered her rookie season.
Oh, you can say that. I mean, she wasn't just Rookie of the Year. Aaliyah was also an all-star, led the W in field goal percentage, top 10 in key metrics for a center, rebounding and blocks. I mean, what more can you ask from the top overall pick in Aaliyah Boston?
And there it is.
And Gray getting it done on the inside. Like seeing her be so aggressive, looking to score from that spot on the court.
Pass to Mitchell. This one for 3. And it's out of bounds to the Fever as Indiana retains possession. Here's Clark. Clock at 6 to the inside. Kick out to Bonner. It's stolen by Jackie Young. Here's Gray. And the shot goes in.
Great work by Young with those fast hands, snatching the ball, getting the fast break.
Timeout called the Fever. The Fever really having a tough go here. Pass to Turner. Young with it for 3. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. She remains perfect.
Well, when you talk about Jackie Young, she has the ability to put the team on her back. Young is doing it all tonight.
Turner with the bucket.
Ran her defender straight into that screen to open up the lane to the hoop.
Gray outside. Founded back in 2021, the Commissioner's Cup has been an awesome addition to the WNBA season, Brian.
Oh, we all have loved it. It brings extra excitement to the schedule. So much so that the NBA adopted their own version of it.
Yeah, and it's been great in the NBA. And what I love about it, we get a final way before the final. So you get a taste of postseason pressure a lot earlier.
At the free throw line, Dantas is one of the better shooting bigs. So you have to be smart when defending her.
And here's Young. She's got 12. Inside, Wilson. Over to the left wing. Back to Young. Out to the wing. Stokes misses.
They had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
And when she's open like that, you don't see her miss that sort of look very often.
Now here's Wallace. Covered by Lloyd. Good on the triple.
What poise from Wallace behind the arc. Finds an angle and focuses on it.
And guys, we've heard so much about Caitlin Clark, but Brian, why don't you give a scouting report to those who haven't gotten a chance to see her play?
Well, she's an incredible passer. She's got limitless range, and I think she's underrated as a defender. For the Fever, we're talking about a franchise player to build around.
Second shot opportunity, and the layup is up and in.
When Wilson gets the rock down low, it's almost automatic. So effective close in.
Pass to Wallace. Olsen. Turner a screen. To the middle. And now the Aces on the break. Now Young shoots the three. Yes, once again. And she remains a perfect 6 attempts, 6 makes.
Well, usually she's providing the pass. Young has to be happy to be on the receiving end of a catch and shoot. More than willing to fire.
Now a timeout called by Indiana.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. Now Clark. Screen by Howard. And stolen by Gray. Wilson sets a screen. Shoots from 14. That's short off the rim.
Didn't see that miss coming. She's usually so good from that range.
To the paint. Tipped. Gray with it. Now Mitchell defending. Here's Gray. 11 points in the game. And they pick up 2.
The mechanics of Gray's jumper, when you break them down, are unshakable. The team's confidence in her abilities is well placed.
Just 2 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. Double team on Chelsea Gray. Pass to Gustafson. Here's Mitchell. She's covered by Mitchell. Just 5 to shoot. Hits it and gets hacked. That's a 3-point play opportunity.
Nice pass. She got that ball right into her teammate's shooting pocket, and it yielded great results.
Now here's Clark. It could go. At the end of the third quarter, a huge lead, and this one may already have been decided. The Aces on top, running away with it. We'll take a quick break and then get back to the action. And thanks again for joining us. We'll see what happens in the fourth. And here are the Aces now. They lead by 24, their biggest margin. Mitchell and Caitlin Clark with a block. Dantas outside. So she gets the whistle. Contact on the way up. 2 shots next.
Well, Dantas isn't afraid of getting physical inside. Goes right into the defender and gets her shot off.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And the Aces with possession. Jackie Young on the wing. That falls. Nice feed that time from Jewel Lloyd.
Can they make some sort of defensive adjustment? Because guess what? She is killing them from three-point range.
And even when they have closed out on her, she's still knocking them down. I mean, this is just an unbelievable performance we're seeing right now.
It's good for her 8th straight basket in only 8 attempts.
And this is how you finish through contact. Young showing some strength.
Pass to Hole. Young with the steal. And now the Aces on the break. Here's Mitchell. Again, Las Vegas.
That steal paid instant dividends.
Sure did. They didn't waste any time getting out on the break.
Just so quick.
And here's Colson. Covered by Lloyd. Caitlin Clark with the 3. Rebound by the Aces.
Very close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Not a great habit to get into, letting her get that wide open.
To halt the run. Again, the miss by the Fever. To the inside. Well-timed pass and goes straight to the bucket for the layup.
She had her head on a swivel and was able to still pick out the pass and get the assist.
To the middle. Cunningham. Mitchell grabs the board. And here are the Aces now. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. Back to Lloyd. And it's the Aces with the ball. Here's Bell. And so she draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. It's going to be on DeWanna Bonner. That free throw missing. And she sinks the second. And it's the Fever ball. The 3 from Kelsey Mitchell. Again,
It's the Western Conference on display, featuring the Minnesota Timberwolves. Well, before you look ahead to your busy week, sit down, relax, pull up a chair as we bring you another NBA broadcast. And thanks for sharing part of your weekend with us. This is Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry. David Aldridge will be reporting from the sidelines. Thrilled to be back in Oklahoma City. The Thunder ready for that home court advantage. A superb ball club playing a great brand of basketball. #1 record right now in the NBA.
Coming into the season, every analyst picked this team to be in the top tier, and boy, have they come through. They are as good as they look on paper and are poised for a playoff run.
It looks like what they're doing is appropriate in terms of its timing, coming together late in the year and ready for the big time.
Greg, seems like we always talk about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's offensive side, but when it comes to deflections and steals, his defense, he's one of the best.
Yeah, his two-way ability is sometimes overlooked in the mainstream media, but people in the know how good of a defender he is. You know, when Rudy Gobert is down low, it strikes fear into the opponent. This is a guy who has led the league in blocks and rebounds at different times. Inside the paint, he is just a nightmare to battle against.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Thanks. Mark Daigneault and I got a chance to talk for a bit. Now I asked him how you take care of the Stifle Tower himself, Rudy Gobert. Coach said, I think you just try to pester him on defense and stay away from him on offense. If he's anywhere near our shooters, that means it's time to move the ball. So they'll have to play keep away when it comes to Gobert. Back to you.
Thank you, David.
And this is where you want Gobert to have the ball.
Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Outside, Williams. 6 to shoot. Pass to Holmgren. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. And going against Oklahoma City, their first meeting of the year.
And we saw how competitive and entertaining the season series was between these two terrific teams last year.
Yeah, people who saw this game got their money's worth, and it was fitting that they split the season series, given the enormous talent level on both sides.
And the dunk by Hartenstein.
Well, a solid facilitator that helps that the defense thinks that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to shoot and not pass.
And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. Wants to talk some things over, might be seeing some things to adjust. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Outside, Edwards. Picked by Randall. Got a piece of it. And here is Holmgren. And you can see his scoring totals. Those are some pretty good numbers. He's putting up close to 15 points a game on average. And there's the call on Nickeil Alexander-Walker. That's his first foul. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. His scoring average of about 32.5 points a game tells you all you need to know about how dangerous a player he can be. So, Greg, it doesn't get much better than this, does it? Major playoff implications in this one tonight.
Both teams have a lot on the line in this contest. Seeding in the postseason can make or break a team's chances.
Now here's Williams. And we know he can score. He's averaging around 21.5 points a game. Pass to Wallace. Drives to the hoop. Just 5 on the clock. Williams can't hit.
There's a little bit of pressure on him, but not enough to cause him to miss a shot that's in that close.
Not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down.
Great timing on that play, and Williams with no wasted motion.
Mr. Gobert. Outside Edwards. And the layup's good off the glass.
Agile move off the contact by Edwards, getting to his shot despite the difficult defense.
Williams can't hit. The Timberwolves trail. Outside Edwards. Dort grabs the miss. And here are the Thunder now. There's 37 seconds left in the first. Holmgren the screen. Down low. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Holmgren's got his second basket of the night.
And looking to get stronger, Holmgren fights through the bump. Tons of time for him to grow into that frame.
Things are going south right now. This is not the type of shooting that his teammates expect from him.
And the baseline jumper, no good.
Yeah, that miss might stick with him for a little while. That's kind of a shoot-around jumper if I've ever seen one.
And he wanted everybody in the building to feel that ferocity.
And we did.
Yeah.
And we felt it. Even over here, we felt it. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Thunder lead by 1. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And for the Thunder guys, what stands out to you so far?
In that first period, they showed a willingness to make the extra pass.
Well, so much unselfish play out there. The coaching staff has to be thrilled with that.
Inside. And Reed throws it down.
DiVincenzo being a connector out there now.
Oklahoma City trailing. Greg, this is some kind of note. Last year, Minnesota, had, for just the second time, had ever won a series in the postseason.
Yeah, they've been bounced in the first round, 10 of 12 appearances. But last year's team was different. Their elite defense fueled the conference finals run.
Gilgeous-Alexander with it. Coming off a 21-point game his last outing. It's good.
And we'll see if they can finally hold on to a lead. It's been back and forth all night.
Well, you can tell they really want to increase this lead. They can't keep letting them take it from them.
We've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
And guys, I think each team knows they can win this game. Just a matter who can catch that momentum.
Back to Williams. Kicks it out to Wiggins. From deep, Gilgeous-Alexander. No good. Shot missing. Pass to McDaniels. Offensive rebound. Williams comes with the double team. And it's good for 2. DiVincenzo's got the lead up to 4 now for the Timberwolves.
DiVincenzo has to be agile on the interior, and that time finds a way to get it done.
Hits the three-point bomb. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 6.
Yeah, here's a list of things I don't want to do, and right at the top is guard that guy.
And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. He's ready to talk things through with the team. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here.
And DiVincenzo, he can really get up there.
And stolen by DiVincenzo. Pass to Reed. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Here's Edwards. Edwards loves it in there.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Now, here's Dort. And a wide open look here for Wiggins. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
And they are absolutely stroking it from beyond the arc.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Anthony Edwards is figuring things out. He said there's levels. My first few years, I looked for my shot and nothing else. I've learned that I can't win without my teammates and that I have to throw them the ball too. It's a team game. I know that now. Kevin, I know it too, so I'm throwing it back to you.
And you're the best teammate we could have. Thank you, David. Shot on the wing. Minnesota with the rebound.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Brent, it seems like throughout his career, Gilgeous-Alexander has an answer to whatever the defense might throw at him.
Well, the defenses don't have answers to stop him, Kevin. I know that. This guy is so quick with the basketball. He's so good at adapting on the fly with the ball, getting around the initial defender to make plays. Superstars have that quality. SGA has it in spades.
Oklahoma City moving it around. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. 5 on the clock. It's Dort on the wing. A three-pointer. Wiggins. Gobert pulls it in.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Back to Reed. Got a hand on it. To the wing on the left. Here's Caruso. Drills it from outside. Caruso's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And look at how the hustle game has been going for Oklahoma City.
I love the defensive concentration so far in this one. They're getting out on shooters and really doing a great job of disrupting the rhythm.
Yeah, I wonder if pace and playing fast is something that they're being encouraged to do, because right now they feel like the faster team.
So both teams making some changes here. Pass to Dort. Wallace left side. Back to Dort. Down to 5 on the shot clock. A 3. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. And here's the fast break. Randall leading it all the way. And the rejection by Holmgren.
Long 7-1 with that 7'6" wingspan. Holmgren can alter a block just about every shot in his vicinity.
Here's McDaniels. And finished off by McDaniels.
Very little resistance against that throwdown.
Nope, not what they want to see in a game this close, Greg.
On one side, inspiration.
You know, I love games with high scoring outputs.
Yeah, we all know that. But do you know who had the high scoring single game of the 2024-25 regular season? Who scored a league high of 61 points?
Was it De'Aaron Fox, Nikola
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for this NBA present. There should be plenty of action down in the painted area tonight, Greg, with the big man matchup in this one.
Yeah, I love to see skilled bigs dueling down low. Kind of a throwback in some ways, but there's still plenty of physicality in the modern game.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. The 4 and the 5, the lengthy pair of Holmgren and Harden. Everyone is in their seats here at the Wells Fargo Center as the 76ers look to grab a win here in Philadelphia. With Brent Barry and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan, and David Aldridge will be joining us on the sideline as well. And for the Milwaukee Bucks, they come into tonight's game after the loss, and they took that loss to just 1 point. Those close ones hurt the most.
That final score really caught a lot of people off guard. I think we would have to quantify that one as an upset.
No question. I know I did not see that coming, especially when they had a chance to win it late in the fourth quarter. I thought for sure they'd get it done.
Pass to Grimes. Shot clock at 6. From deep, George. Rebound, Milwaukee. And this is the first season matchup for them against this 76ers team.
And in this matchup, last season, not one of the games went their way. Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Looking ahead, Brent, how excited are you for the playoffs?
Well, just fired up for the level of competition that steps up tenfold, Kevin. And you know this. We've seen so many great performances come playoff time. Teams are fired up, young guys who are going to get this experience for the first time. But it's the stars that shine in the playoffs, and we are that close.
Now here's Embiid. A special move before the shot. Embiid's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Looming large on the interior. Embiid, hard to deny.
And so it's Maxey who brings up the ball for the Philadelphia 76ers. Pass to George. And it's George finishing it off.
Oh, that's why we've seen PG, remember, years ago in the dunk contest. Still showing you he's got ups.
To the middle. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Shooting 4 or 5 to start the game. That's got to be a feel good.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for Philadelphia.
And right from the jump, they've been working hard to establish themselves inside, using agility and power to get shots in the paint.
Let's make sure that that selfish nerve doesn't get tapped, because right now there's great ball movement. They're setting each other up. Let's see if that maintains.
Back to Maxey. Pass to Embiid. Outside for George. Philadelphia needs to get a shot off. Embiid, no good. Not a fast start for the Bucks. They trail by 6. Hey, Brent, where would you rank the Lopez brothers as the best NBA siblings?
Well, they've had storied careers, both of them. Certainly in terms of the argument about the best twins to ever play the game, you could make an argument for them. You had, of course, Tom and Dick Van Arsdale in the 60s, Horace and Harvey Grant in the 90s. But what the Lopez brothers have been able to do, not in terms of their longevity, but in terms of their contribution to their teams, both very different. These guys have to be up there.
Now, here is George. Following the miss by Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Excellent off-ball awareness as Brook was able to get over there and swat it away.
We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. That one is good from Joel Embiid.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
And Doc Rivers has called a timeout. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. Bucks trail by 8. It's Trent on the wing. .149 left to play in the first quarter. Oubre with the steal. Here's Gordon, and then Gordon with the dunk.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Well, if I was baking up a lead, I'd add 2 ingredients. One would be playing smart, the other one playing selfless. They've done that tonight. Serve it up.
Here is Porter after the Sixers pick up 2. They need this one. Tries again. The shot's good from Sims.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Yeah, APB sent out to try to find out where the defense is. Inexcusable.
Now, here's George. Steady offensive output from him, averaging more than 16 points a game. Down low. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Drummond. It's rebounded by Portis.
He creates such a great opportunity right at the rim, and he just can't get it to go. Even with the defense not really a factor.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And Nick Nurse, Greg, the 26th head coach in 76ers franchise history.
And Kevin, known for his creativity and that outside-the-box thinking, I think it's a good fit with this forward-thinking front office.
There's Portis, and it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
And that was a game to forget. You'd like to find some teachable moments, but I think they'd like to just turn the page and move forward.
Yeah, and quick, like as quick as possible. That was a dismal showing, especially for them at the offensive end.
Here's Drummond. The jump hook, and it's in off the backboard.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
There's Porter with the 3. The rebound by Yabusele. To the paint. Here's Drummond. Here's Maxey. What a play. Simply drains it in at the buzzer.
Ringing the bell. That's the way to close a quarter.
Well, you love.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And a comfortable margin here for the 76ers guys.
Well, the coaches preach ball movement, and we saw exactly why in that first quarter.
Well, everybody just feeling the energy of the basketball as they moved it around, and lots of hands were touching it.
And so it looks like the 76ers will retain possession here.
You love the pressure he's putting on them. Almost had that steal.
Yeah, pestering right now, and that's going to pay some dividends. At some point, there's going to be a turnover.
And they double up Maxey. Here's Embiid. This is where Embiid wants the ball.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
This is one where the second foul is probably going to cost you some minutes in this game.
Trent with it. Scoreless thus far. And Portis throws it down.
And that is exactly how you run it. Portis with the setup, position himself well.
Pass to Embiid. Lays it up off the glass. Embiid's got the lead up to 13 now for the 76ers.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
And you know, guys, with Embiid on the floor, it's not just about his individual play. He changes everything for everyone on that team. That's how dominant he is. It's not just statistics. His presence alone propels them.
Kicks it out to Maxey. Pass to George. Here's the three. Rebound, Milwaukee. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. Giannis says, "Get off me!"
As Giannis has grown in his physical stature, widening those shoulders, having more strength, these are the kind of plays that make all that hard work pay off.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. The Bucks use their size defensively to great impact. Coach Doc Rivers said, "We're not fast, we're long." So we get our fingertips on a lot of balls, and that slows fast teams down. Switching keeps guys in front of you, and the more size we can put in front of people, the better we can be. Kevin?
Yeah, you followed this league for a long time. That sounds like a pretty good game plan. And we've got a timeout called by Doc Rivers. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Tyrese Maxey. That's his first foul. Here's Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo through contact.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Pass to Yabusele. He's looking for Drummond and finds him. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. Here's Yabusele. Count that one. And the 76ers lead by 13. Greg, you've been a part of some great contending teams over the years, but what's it like being on a team at the bottom of the standings with not a lot of hope for the regular season?
Well, Kevin, no one likes losing, but it can certainly take a toll. But it can also allow you to play more freely when you know you're bad and you're not having to deal with the pressure of expectations.
And so Antetokounmpo looking over it. A trend in the NBA, and one, Brent, that I like, new downtown arenas. They seem to be everywhere.
Well, Kevin, it's because you love to eat so much, and the restaurants are nearby, so walking distance helps. But yeah, it invigorates the city. You have people clamoring to get to the arena, to get out of the offices early, and it really brings the community together. So you'll love to see that kind of energy and buzz around any NBA stadium.
And the Bucks miss again. The 76ers leading by 10. Embiid the screen. Pass to Yabusele. Drops in the tray. Yabusele's got 5 points now in the quarter.
A solid facilitator. I like whenever Maxey looks to get his guys involved.
Now Prince. Back to Giannis. You know, you were talking about Giannis. He can put up 30 a game without taking many shots from the perimeter. And that's a tall order these days, especially because he gets doubled every single time. And, Brent, when you talk about the best player in the league, Giannis has got to be in that conversation, correct?
Yeah, there's no doubt, Kevin. I mean, the numbers he puts up are incredible. It's how easily he dominates a game, and just how unstoppable of a force he is. You know, there's so many teams out there trying to find answers for what Giannis is doing to them offensively, but how do you equip a defense to slow down the force that is Giannis Antetokounmpo? Well, his shooting has been a little bit below par. You think about what this lead would look like if he was on.
Good on the bucket.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
pass to Yabusele. Now here is George. Takes the three. That's good, and that's Embiid with the assist. George has got the lead up to 13 now for Philadelphia. Here's Giannis. That's where Giannis wants the ball.
Giannis can shoulder any load, and he's doing it here.
Here's Lowry. From deep. Another three for Philadelphia.
Their third three-pointer in a row.
There's 21 seconds left now here in the second. Puts up a deep three. Rebound, Milwaukee. And here's Prince outside. They get it again. And Antetokounmpo. Goes up again. Another miss. Boy, they had their chance there, but couldn't get it to go. George from deep three-point land. And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers sitting with a comfortable lead up by 14. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. Back right after this. And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. Here's Lillard. And it's sent back by Drummond.
And Drummond right there just staying active on the defensive end, collects another block.
Outside, George fires for three. Antetokounmpo pulls it in.
You know, he's usually very reliable from out there, but tonight it's just not going down.
Well, Greg, it took 40 years, but the Bucks finally won their second NBA title back in 2021.
Yeah, and Kareem leading that 71 squad. Giannis was the man in 2021, averaging 35 and 13 during the finals, closing out the Suns with that 50-piece in Game 6.
Lowry from outside. Good on the triple. Lowry's got the first basket of the second half. That one for the 76ers. Bucks trail by 17. Pass to Antetokounmpo. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So one free throw coming up.
Well, not only being just an all-around more improved player, Giannis has taken some huge strides in terms of building his body up.
Hey, Brent, Damian Lillard is as clutch as they come. He is fearless. Where do you think that comes from? Why is he so effective late in tight games?
Such a great question, Kevin, but for Damian Lillard, I think it boils down to one word. Man, fans love that. Listen to that. I love that sound in the arena. I think Giannis loves that kind of stuff right there. His dunks sometimes get vicious.
Here's McCain. For three, Oubre buries it from three-point range. Oubre's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. And Doc Rivers has called a timeout. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. Third quarter of play with just over a minute and a half gone by. Here's Giannis. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. In the corner, it's Oubre. Offline with his three. And so Antetokounmpo will bring it up for the Bucks. 15-point game. Lopez a screen. This one for three. Prince's shot is good.
Well, if the defense is going to give that up, Taurean Prince is going to take full advantage of it.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, Giannis Antetokounmpo is not one to puff out his chest and chase accolades. He said, I put the work in. That's how I get my confidence. I don't follow the media or my stats. What I know is that I put the work in, and I try to be the best version of myself. And that focus has served.
Giannis showing creativity.
Oh, I would love to see Giannis in the dunk contest. Wouldn't that be sweet?
Left side Lowry. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. Oubre outside. Cranes the three-pointer. Oubre's got 6 here in this quarter.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
Kuzma can't get it to go. The 76ers leading by 13. Beyond the arc. And Kelly Oubre, good for 3. Oubre's got 9.
12 straight points off of three-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
The offensive rebound. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time.
Every aspect of Giannis's game showing tonight. Just unreal.
Oubre outside. The three-pointer no good. Bucks trailed by 14. The shot by Lillard wide open. Good. And it's Giannis picking up the assist.
And that's been Lillard's forte ever since breaking into the lead.
Pass to Yabusele. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. On offense, here are the Bucks. And to Antetokounmpo. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. Oubre outside. Kept alive to the wing right side. Second chance shot. And here is Drummond. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. 4 on the clock. And it's Kelly Oubre with a 3. 12 points for him.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass. They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Outside for Lowry. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock.
He's not very hard to defend right now. This is when the defense might step back and let him try to find his range.
The shot's good from Kuzma.
And Kuzma spacing the floor nicely, patiently waiting and knocking down the 3.
Here's Oubre. And they call the foul, so he's got the and 1 chance here to make it a 3-point play.
That kind of looks like a predictable shot, one that they want. The defense has to prevent the ball from getting into that sweet spot.
6 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. And guys, it's been Kelly Oubre making things happen so far for Philadelphia. They kept going to him again and again, and he delivered with a monster quarter. And we'll be right back after this. And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Now, here's Maxey. Embiid inside.
A lot of nice work now from the field. He's helped get them this lead, and now he's helped them keep it.
On defense, Philadelphia. And it's in there. 24 points for Giannis.
And I like that. Giannis slowing down just a little bit, in control there.
Bounce pass Maxey. Embiid's shot is good. 17 points for Joel Embiid.
And that's just cold-blooded right there. He's taking no prisoners.
Confidence is sensational, and it feels like no one is going to stop him tonight from scoring.
Pass to Porter. Good. Great play by Green to set it up. Porter's got his first 3 points of the game. Right side, Maxey. The shot by George, wide open. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
Not shy from outside. There's no doubt about that. Spreading the floor and getting them up.
And Doc Rivers has called a timeout. He's not taking any chances and wants to huddle them up right away. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Doc Rivers talking to the team. Now, he was vocal in the huddle. He told his guys, don't quit on each other. We're still in this game, guys, but I need each one of you to up your energy level. Let's make a run. Now, back to you guys.
Thank you, David.
Guys, he's been a one-man air raid coming at them time and time again.
Kind of like he's in his living room right now. He's found a comfort zone. Once he gets that, the defense knows they're in trouble.
Back to Gordon. Another three for Philadelphia.
All these threes they're giving up have really been the driving force on this run.
And the Bucks miss again. And the 76ers with possession. They're on a 13-5 run. Fires the three. Another three for Philadelphia.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
To the inside. Kicks it out to Maxey. That's in, coming off the assist from Embiid.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
I mean, this team is just dangerous. Right now, every shot that they're putting up feels like it's going in.
All the energy is on the other side right now, and every miss just makes it worse.
Well, the other team is scorching hot, and they come down on this end and can't find a way to get the embers going.
Well, and this has been their strategy throughout the fourth period. We'll see how it pans out.
It's one thing to have teams shoot a bunch of threes, but with this team being that hot defensively, you got to chase them away from anywhere near that line.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Coaching staff probably most proud of the effort of this team on both ends of the floor here tonight.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line, and I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
And the three ball is good.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Maybe trying to find a little bit more space and ball movement to get guys open at the three-point line.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Philadelphia.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And guys, at this point in the long NBA season, this will go down as win number 25. And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Joel Embiid.
Just a force on the glass, did a fantastic job crashing the boards and coming up with seemingly every rebound.
Pass to Gordon. In the corner, George with it. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. Clock at 6. Three-pointer. Drills the three-pointer.
This arena was rocking throughout the night. You could really feel the energy.
Yeah, huge motivation. Always great for a young team, but veteran players also appreciate when fans come with that kind of energy and get into the spirit of the game.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
Yeah, definitely putting a stamp on this one. A very, very decisive victory for the club tonight.
Green inside the three-point line. Misses the shot. So it's Philadelphia winning this one easily. They won this game going away.